It is officially over. The Taliban have taken control of the Afghan government despite 20 years of U.S. military and financial support. Today on Capitol Hill, lawmakers pressed top defense officials for answers on how this went so wrong so fast. Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Mark Milley, said terrorist groups, including al-Qaeda, could regroup sooner than the 2-year estimate. And senators also learned that up to 60,000 people, including our Afghan allies, could qualify to enter the U.S. and need to be evacuated. I'm joined now by a lawmaker who joined the Marines after college and served in Afghanistan, Democratic Congressman Jake Auchincloss of Massachusetts. Congressman, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your service. I know you are trying to absorb what is playing out in Afghanistan right now. It's especially personal for you because you served on the ground there. Secretary of State Tony Blinken said earlier today, keeping troops in Afghanistan is simply not in the national interest. Yet I interviewed former DNI James Clapper, who told me last hour that Afghanistan could now be a safe haven for terror groups. So how does that square? What is your reaction to that?
The United States is going to maintain its over-the-horizon counterterrorism capabilities. This president has committed that he will not permit terrorists to gain harbor in Afghanistan or, frankly, in any nation in this world. The United States always maintains its prerogative to neutralize terrorist threats wherever they may be residing.
So on that note, I actually talked to James Clapper about that, because the question is, if Afghanistan becomes a terror haven, how will the U.S. have the intelligence capabilities to know that and know what they are planning? And he essentially said that we would have a huge blind spot, which we have seen in Syria and other countries, because the U.S. Didn't have an intelligence presence there. Is that a concern for you?
That needs to be a concern for lawmakers and for the administration. And we will be holding this administration to account to maintain the security of the United States homeland, as well as to protect American personnel who are currently there and to evacuate Afghan allies, whether they were interpreters, contractors, truck drivers, who are at high risk for retaliation. That also includes, I would add, people who are outspoken on rights for women and girls, journalists, others who may be in the sights of the Taliban. We made promises to them. We need to keep them.
Are you disappointed that the administration didn't do more earlier to get them out safely before it got to this point?
Now, Ernest Hemingway once wrote that a man goes bankrupt gradually and then suddenly. And that has been the story of Afghanistan. This has been a 2-decade culmination of failures of national security leadership, first in Kabul, front and center, where, given the opportunity to build a new nation state, they instead chose incompetence and corruption at every turn, leaving their front lines demoralized and bereft. And also here in the United States, where in situation room after situation room, smarter people than me knew that we could not win a counterinsurgency effort in Afghanistan. They had only to look to the Soviet Union and to Great Britain, and yet continued to lie to the American people. This president had the integrity to tell a hard truth to the American body politic and to the Afghans that this failed forever war must end.
You commanded infantry in Afghanistan. I want to remind our viewers of that. So it's interesting hearing your perspective there. When you were there on the ground serving, did you have that same feeling? Did you feel like the strategic objective could not be attained?
Absolutely. I was a platoon commander in Southern Helmand in 2012 at the tail end of President Obama's surge. We patrolled through 3 Taliban-controlled villages, and I can tell you it was blindingly obvious, even to a lieutenant, even 9 years ago, that without a political partner, there can be no solution to a counterinsurgency effort. Counterinsurgency is not fundamentally a military problem. It's a political one. We have no partner in Afghanistan.
And you, when you were on the ground there, presumably worked along Afghan translators, interpreters, other allies that are now waiting to get out of Afghanistan. Did the U.S. fail them by not having that plan for evacuation in advance? We just found out that they're curtailing flights now for those Afghan allies to get Americans out instead. I mean, is there any other way to look at this than a failure of execution?
In the national security briefing this morning for members of Congress, the administration made clear that they are working with NGOs to continue evacuations both in and outside of Kabul for Afghan allies. And as I said, I and others in Congress, especially veterans, are going to hold them to that commitment, because when the United States makes promises to those who work with us at risk of their own lives and their families' lives, we need to honor that.
Leading up to this withdrawal, President Biden maintained that a Taliban takeover was not inevitable, yet it happened. It happened in the blink of an eye. Talking to people like you and other troops who served on the ground, they say it's not surprising. So how did he get this so wrong?
One of the scenarios mapped out to this president was a Taliban takeover of Afghanistan. This was conceivable when he made the decision, but he made the tough and high integrity call to not pass this failed war on to yet another president. He was given a series of bad options from his predecessors, and he looked at the situation on the ground and said, what do I get for another 6 months, for another year, for another 10, 20 years? The United States will win every battle that we fight with the Taliban and still lose the war, because to bring peace and justice to Afghanistan, we need political statesmanship and leadership. And yet the Afghan leaders were not even able to provide rations and bullets to their frontline troops at their moment of reckoning.
But even though the president is standing by his decision, expressing no regret, sources I've spoken to, my colleagues have spoken to, say there is widespread surprise in the administration that this is how it's unfolding so quickly. Congressman Jake Auchincloss, thank you so much for coming on the show, and thank you again for your service.
Have a good night.